It's sort of idiotic for multiple reasons that it has come to this, and I hope that by the end of this video, I've made a convincing appeal to reason. Also, it's not lost on me how idiotic it is that I'm even complaining about not being able to spend money on trading cards. But this is our world, so I'm going to make 3 suggestions to the somebodies at Secret Lair. I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I have been reviewing these Secret Lairs since the beginning, and I have watched community response very closely today and since the beginning of these. This is the worst that I've ever seen it. If it's out of the bag, then it's out of the bag, but that demonic tutor was a hell of a cat. Hey, by the way, I'm Joel. I've been playing Magic for 20 years, and it's my job to keep you ahead of your most expensive hobby. Subscribe, and I'll do just that. Drop was supposed to be fun. Instead, a lot of us spent lunch watching a timer slide from 12 minutes to more than an hour, then back again while the best stuff disappeared anyway. The scarcity model didn't just create FOMO, it burned player time with almost no feedback about odds. I want to show you what I think went wrong, read the room with some actual receipts, and then walk through some fixes that I think is going to keep the hype and not waste our afternoon. If you made it in, awesome. I did not. I didn't get to buy a single thing I wanted to buy. I was lucky enough to have a friend pick up 1 foil copy of the Demonic Tutor for me, so at least I'm not going home completely empty-handed. But if you didn't make it in, you are far from alone, and I think there's a better way to do this than a digital haunted house of moving timers. Joel, our magic is brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your cards quickly and easily on the internet. TCG Player, the best place to buy them. Dragon Shield, the best way to protect them. And Moxfield, the only place to put your deck lists on the internet. The entire framing of Secret Lair drives fast clicks for a reason, but it also puts a ton of pressure on the queue to feel fair. In theory, a virtual line reduces bot advantages and meters traffic so inventory doesn't oversell. But in practice, the most common player story was I clicked in under 10 seconds and still saw over an hour, and then watched the estimate roll away while sellout posts rolled in from across the internet. A line should move forward and give you confidence that you're making progress. There's my least controversial statement of the day, and I gotta tell you, never thought I'd be discussing how lines would work on my Magic channel. A fluctuating ETA feels like a slot machine, not a queue. The difference between those two experiences is the difference between a fun chase, win or lose, and a time sink, which is my big problem here. If you want players to show up at 9 on the dot, the line has to behave like a line, not a ghost train that's off the rails. Ah! This artist series Kieran Yanner had a built-in lightning rod in Demonic Tutor. Magic Threads flagged that when all this was announced. A banner evergreen staple plus a striking treatment plus foil availability and limited quantity was always going to hit like a freight train. Y'all knew that. Y'all knew that we would want that one. And I'm just asking why we can't have a system that has a clear win-loss. Change nothing else, but tell us in the first 15 or so. You have to get there within a certain amount of time and click the button, and then you wait 5, 10, 15 minutes. Hooray, you won. Sorry, you lost. Goodbye. I feel like that exists. We could do that. Whether today was your day or not, when players saw their timer climb backward while that drop sold out and then was getting listed on the internet for like 10x, frustration understandably spiked. That isn't asking players for guaranteed wins. I think as much as anybody wants to complain, it's understood that part of all of this gestures around broadly is that there is a collectability aspect to this game, and with collectability comes scarcity. We get it. We're just asking for a process that fits predictable demand. When the hit is obvious, planning should be obvious too. Either expand the allocation for that specific item or manage access with rules that make losing feel clean. We're Magic players. We're used to being losers. We will deal with it way better if you just tell us so we don't have to waste our time. We just want you to let us waste our money, okay? Not our time. And here's the thing that really stings. While we were stuck in line, people started sharing listings showing the Kieran Yanner drop listed around $400, with some storefronts showing multi-unit quantities, and comments alleging that at least a few of those sellers were WPN stores. Whether the seller was WPN or not, the optics are brutal. The official line is crawling, your card is emptying out when you get to the front of the line, and you're staring at a live marketplace with 6 to 10 available, roughly 4 to 10 times the MSRP. That disconnect kind of reads as endorsement, even if it's just timing and incentives colliding. The community's language for that feeling is simple. WotC loves their scalpers. And I don't think there's some mustache twirling conspiracy here, but if Wizards wants to keep stores in the mix, which is a good thing, by the way, I want your LGS to thrive, please. They need guardrails. So sponsored by Wizards doesn't look like front row scalper. And that sort of folds in the MTG finance angle of it. A popular post argued that corporations are going to benefit from scalpers. It's fewer shipments to fewer buyers, fewer customer service headaches, instant sold out optics, which I still think we would have anyway, a trained audience that buys faster next time. You don't have to agree with every point, but the thesis sort of lands. A system that bottlenecks access and glamorizes speed is inevitably going to route product to the quickest flippers. It's also fair to note the counters. Some layers flop, fees eat the margins, and not every scalp is easy money, but when the community watches a $30 to $40 drop with high desirability, turning $300, $400 listings mid-queue, the perception's set. If the goal is for players to get desirable cards, the structure should look like it. Clear rules, clean UI, and polished queue mechanics turn the conversation from "they love scalpers" into "I didn't win today, but at least it was fair." That perception shift alone would probably save a lot of goodwill. Here's a clean fix that respects both hype, so you can make your money, WotC, I'm talking directly to you, and human time, for those of you that are watching this, actually. Open a 5 to 10 minute entry window for the drops, and then close it. Get in there, click the button, and then it's closed within that window. Assign numbers, display who got access immediately, winners get a short checkout window with their cart, everyone else gets a fast not today, and no hours wasted. And then we come up with some trickle-down system that you can stay in queue and opt into. I want to blow my entire Monday on this, baby. I gotta get that done on October. If you want to opt in to wait in line, baby, go. Go sit there. Open up 6 computers. That's what it takes now. Ridiculous. Open up all your phones, text your friends, have a full Discord full of thousands of people. These aren't things I'm making up. These are our actual strategies right now, and it's ridiculous that it's gotten here. That system directly acknowledges what the current system already does implicitly, we think, but it cuts the time tax and all mystery. We already know that there's this like, oh, you got to get over there early, put a thing in your cart, go to checkout, and that's going to put you in a pool, and that pool's going to get randomized, and that pool is going to get randomized and put on top of the stack, and then everybody else who gets there afterwards is going to get at the bottom of the stack. I mean, okay, like if that's what it's doing, just tell us. Tell me where I'm at in line. Tell me if I should wait. And you can smash my mouth if I'm wrong, but you'll still have limited quantities, still keep the event energy, and still make fair use of anti-bot tools. The difference is you're trading FOMO for a quick answer. It's like a game. We win or lose, and we don't burn a whole afternoon of hope and error screens. If you're gonna make it a draw, if you're gonna make it a competition, let's make it a real competition. Let's make it a clean draw. One of the big reasons cited why WotC changed from print to demand is all the complaints that people had of waiting too long for their cards. I don't know if that's an excuse or like fully the reason or just like partially the reason, but what if we didn't have to choose between chaos or print to demand? What if we ran a small one-day collector wave for your hype moment, and then open up a 48 to 72 hour print to demand window for the exact same drops with later shipping? Day one buyers get to keep their early bragging rights and delivery speed. Maybe the secret card chances are better, or that's where you shove the highest tier confetti foil stuff like you did with Furby. I actually think Furby was a solid parfait. You had non-foil, foil, and confetti, and the confetti went pretty quick. Still could have used the transparency fixes I'm suggesting, but at least it felt a little more like everyone who wanted it got it. This model would preserve the marketing spike that WotC wants, and it would rebuild trust with the community because players can gain their time back and plan their time accordingly. They choose fast or scarce or certain or slower, and if you're listening to today's feedback, a lot of buyers are actively asking to trade speed for certainty. Give us that opt-in. The next time a demonic tutor level card shows up, the line won't feel like a punishment. It'll feel like a choice. By the way, WPN stores should be part of the fix, not part of the bad optics. Wizards already tested allocating certain non-foil secret layers to the WPN stores to sell after the online sale begins. I say keep that idea, but publish the details before launch. How many per store, when they can list, whether they can post online while the queue's active. If you wrap in the stores and make them part of the sale to some degree, that's going to let them serve their communities without looking like they are the problem in and of themselves. It's just kind of feels bad to see that. Look, the thing is I don't want you to go rage buy these right now. Look at the Marvel drop. That was the last big fiasco that I can remember that really went poorly, and all those prices have come way back down to earth. Ask prices for all this stuff are super emotional right now. Stuff very often falls over the next 6 months. I don't know about the demonic tutor in particular. I say good luck, but I would also say I would wait. If I was just going to go try and buy a single of that, I would just wait right now and not make a snap decision on these ridiculous prices. And look, if you're fed up with the process, be surgical with your feedback. Please do not be a dick. Like, please, it's not going to be listened to if you're just rude when you go post the feedback. But WotC's constantly sending out surveys, constantly asking for feedback. WotC provides many public channels for feedback, respectful, constructive feedback, but keep it concrete. Timer, participation transparency, clear preference for a numbered lottery or some sort of hybrid print to demand system. We can't control the model today, but we can control how much we reward this bad UX with panic purchases. Spend like you have options, because you do. I didn't get everything I wanted today myself. I had to employ the I have friends ready to buy for each other method, and was able to find a friend who wasn't buying 2 foil demonic tutors, so Dom bought me a copy. Shout out Dom. I talked to Spec after, who didn't get the demonic tutor either, and he was like, oh, next time I'll have multiple computers. I really didn't even try this time. That's crazy. That's crazy that it's come to that. Please still be recording. Thank God.